Hello guys and welcome to Realistic Realtors through Superior Coaching School. I'm Nick, this is Bill. This is volume 1 of success planning. And you know what? We are all about taking action to improve your business now. We keep it real because others don't. So today's topic, goal setting.
Yep, and what makes our approach so unique is I'm old school, Nick is new school. I've been in business a long time, I'm older than Nick, and so I have a different approach, right? My approach over the course will be how to build your business the old school way. Farming, print ads, open houses, networking, and Nick will bring in his expertise with the new school approach, and that will be LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And you really need a blend of both, Nick, to be successful in today's market. Can't do one, can't do the other. And it was painful for me to find out after all these years, I have to learn this new way and blend it in. And that's where Nick's expertise comes in, and we blend them in together to be successful.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, after being an expert in the market and being one of the top producers in your market for so long, you hit that realization that you really have to use both. So I thought we should start off with a great quote today.
Yeah, so Michael Phelps, Olympic swimmer, the most decorated swimmer of all time. Obviously, he's a man who set some goals. And he said, I don't think goals should ever be easy. They should force you to work hard, even if they're uncomfortable, right? And reminds me a lot of real estate. I'm uncomfortable all the time. Real estate is hard, it's not easy. It's a matter of how do we get to be successful in this real estate career we're trying to build.
Exactly. And you know what? Something you said there. Real estate is not easy. There are a lot of ups and downs,
Ups
right?
and downs.
You're always feeling uncomfortable, but if you know the goal that you set ahead of time, that's what you're trying to achieve, and you know that there are going to be steps you have to take to get to that goal, then what you'll realize is that those bumps in the road, they end up smoothing out over time.
And so how do we start, right? First, I want you guys to be specific, okay? I want you to take out a piece of paper, get a pen, and write down your goals, okay? Make a list of where you want to be in your career. And to do that, once we write down our list, Nick, they have to be measurable, right?
Exactly.
How are we going to measure these goals? Well, we're going to put down a percentage, how we can measure each goal and how we're going to get there. To attain success, goal setting is extremely important. There's a bunch of steps to it.
Exactly. So you've mentioned being specific, being measurable. I would say that when you're being specific and you're taking measures to get to that, or you're trying to get to a certain goal, right? And you're being specific and measurable, you have to take action, is what I'm getting at. So when you have action, you have to realize that each step towards your goal is something that can be written down and should be written down. So again, let's take action. I want everybody out there to see on our screen, we have SMART, right? So these are how we remember the steps in goal setting, okay? So we have specific, measurable, actionable, being realistic, okay, and time specific. So I want everybody to take action, and let's actually fill out one together, right?
Yep, and when we talk about actionable, okay, we have to make sure they're under our control too. If you put down a goal, it may be one of those goals is to get more business. It's going to be flyer community. That is actionable, and it's under your control. Lead generation is actionable, but it might not be under your control because you're relying on leads from a different source. So make sure that you have a balance when they're actionable, what's under your control, what's not, because you definitely need a balance. And also, Nick, you want to talk about, realistic goals. Goals have to be realistic too.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Goals do need to be realistic. And when we're talking about being realistic with your goals, again, we keep it real as realistic realtors. That means we want everybody to achieve something or to aim for something achievable, right? So, you brought up the quote with Michael Phelps, which I think is great. We want to push ourselves. But we also don't want to look at our business and what we did in the last 12 months and say, let's aim for 10 times that, right?
Sure.
Let's shoot for a goal that's reasonable and can be attained based on what we think is going to happen in the next 12 months.
And Nick, that's a great point because I see so many other realtors out there, and they're trying to coach people and tell them that they'll get them 100 listings in a year. That's not realistic. You know, if you're out there doing $1 million in a year, we can definitely show you how to get to $5 million. We're not going to show you how to get to $30 million in a year. That's not realistic.
Yeah.
I did not build up my business, in 1 year. It's been 14 years, and every year grew a little more.
But to your point, you did work on it every single day, which I think is very important. That when,
Sure.
when we're looking at, again, just keeping it real with everybody, you got to take action every single day. It's got to be something that we really think about and are committed to every day. So one way we do that, let's actually fill one out together.
Yep. Yeah, let's fill one out together, and we can see that in our workbook, we basically have our goal setting worksheet, and we have sales volume. So if I'm a realtor, I'm sitting down and say maybe last year I did 2 million, I want to do 3 million this year. So I want you to fill out next to the sales volume, 3 million. And the next line you're going to want to know about, it's all about your money. Well, how much money am I going to make if I do $3 million? So the standard, let's say, is 3%. So 3% of $3 million is 90,000. So now at least we have some steps in place. I want to do $3 million over the next year. I want to make 3% off every commission. That'd be $90,000, okay? So it's great and dandy I said it, Nick, but what do we have to do after that?
Well, after we say it, we have to reverse engineer it, right? We want to say, okay, in order to get to that commission, in order to do that much volume, how many listings are we gonna take?
Yep.
How many buyers are we gonna work with? And then you can break it down further beyond that. But I think it's first important to decide in your business over the next 12 months, right? Because we're planning out over the next year. Where are we going to be in terms of our business? Are we going to be primarily a listing agent? Are we going to be primarily a buyer's agent? Are we going to mix a little bit of both? And how are we going to get to those steps? Now, here is the most important step. After you fill out everything, again, let's take action, okay? I want everybody to fill these out and print a couple copies. Now, Bill, where are some great places to put these copies?
So when I first started writing my goals, I would do it on December 31, right? I was actually excited, for New Year's Eve. This is what I was more excited about, okay? And I wrote down my goals, and I started putting them like in the kitchen, in the office, but I didn't see them there all the time. So then I decided, write out my goals, and I scotch tape them to my bathroom mirror. Because what I realized, Nick, at least twice a day, I'm gonna be brushing my teeth, but more importantly, I get up in the morning, my brain's clear, and it's right there. I can see my goals plain as day. I'm brushing my teeth or shaving, washing my face, and I can review them in my head, okay? And the most important thing is that I visualize them. And the first year I did that, Nick, guess what happened? I hit every goal at the end of the year. So the next year I did it again, and I decided to challenge myself a little more, make some of these goals a little harder to attain. I got very time specific. I broke it down to kind of quarters to, make sure I kept going in the right direction. Then I noticed something. I noticed one day that there's some scribble on the bottom of my goal list, and I see beach house, in-ground pool. My wife, who made fun of me the first year, saw that all the goals came true. She decided to add to my list.
It's a magic mirror.
So now it's our list. Yes. So Nick brings up magic mirror. So my wife calls it the magic mirror. So we have our magic mirror, and that's what we do every year. And sure enough, a year later, we have our beach house and we have our in-ground pool. So besides your business goals, you can add your personal goals to that list. But I like that they're visual, they're measurable. Since I put them down on paper, I feel accountable that I have to put them to work, right? So I think it's real important that you make them visual.
Yeah, and a couple other places you can put them as well. Print a couple extra copies, put one on your dash, bring one in your bag, your laptop case.
And New School, where are you going to put it to?
Well, you can download the Trello app, and that's an app that I use, and
Yep.
I have it on my home screen. It's the first thing that I can pull up every morning, and it's something that can help you organize not only your goals, but your business. So I'd highly recommend that. And I think that when you visualize, as you said, your goals all the time, it's always constantly reminding you where you want to be, and your personal goals as well. Let's take a step back, right? We're saying that I want to have that in-ground pool and that beach house. You're gonna have to kind of calculate, okay,
Sell more houses
I'm
to
gonna
get
sell
it.
more houses. What commission do I need to make to get to that point? And so, again, make sure your goals are aligned.
Yeah, and the new school of it, no, so the old school, I told you guys to do what? Write it down, paste it on the mirror, put it on your kitchen fridge, right? You're going to see it. And what did Nick do? Took it a little further. He's like, okay, Bill, use this Trello app. I didn't know what it was, but sure enough, with the Trello app, if I'm at the airport, if I'm at the doctor's office, whatever, I can go into my Trello app and I can review my goals. I can adjust them. They're just not stuck at home, because there was times in the past, Nick, before you told me about Trello, I would forget to put a goal down or adjust my goal. And Nick just said he can put it on a screensaver too. So there's the blend of the new school, old school we're talking about that we need to combine to be successful.
Yeah, so let's review and let's take action, right? We want everybody to fill out this chart as we've done, okay? And we want everybody to be smart about it, right? We want to be specific with it, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time specific. We want to make sure that everybody takes these into account when they're filling out our chart. And then we're going to go put in what? Our transactions, right?
Put in our transactions. So, we have everything written down now. Now we're just going to write down our goals, how much volume we're going to do, how much commission we're going to do. And if you're working with mostly buyers, you're going to put down probably 7 buy-side close and 3 listing. If you're working with a lot of sellers, you put down 7 or 8 listings and 2 or 3 buy-side. It's got to be visual.
Yeah,
and we'll just end with here. It's got to be put into action. You can write this stuff down all you want.
Yeah.
If you don't put that into action, it's not going to work.
Exactly. So again, print out a couple copies, put them up on your bathroom mirror, put it on your dash, put it in your bag. Download the Trello app, Trello, Trello, right? Make sure you download that on Google Play Store or your App Store. Make sure that you take that and you start putting your goals on there as well. Put it on your home screen. Put it right in front of you, so it's one of the first things you open every day when you're going through your morning routine. And then, again, take action. Go out there and say, if I'm going to work with 20 buyers next year, I better be in a lot of open houses.
Yep.
I better start flyering if I'm going to start work with listings, right? And so those are the steps that we need to take. And there's nobody better that I can think of to really talk about goal setting than Eric Ozimek, who's our special guest this week.
Yep. So we have a motivational speaker. He's awesome. He went to one of the top schools in the country, Davidson College. He played soccer there, a full ride scholarship. He went and played professional soccer after that. I asked him before, I was like, Eric, if we have you as a guest, we'd really appreciate it. And just by the way, how many people have you spoken in front of before? And I figured he'd say 1,000, 2,000. Like, no, over 7,000 at one time. So he's not shy. He's used to a big crowd, and he brings a lot of energy. So you're going to really like the interview we have with him.
And he's very successful. I mean,
Extremely.
He's one of the most successful people that we know, and a lot of it he attributes to his goals that he sets every year to improve his business. So we're going to have Eric on. Comment below, again, your goals that you're setting, because you need to speak it into existence and visualize those. And join the community on that, and we will see you in our next video.
See you next time.